believes that? I feel bad for you. Hello and welcome to Geisinger Unfiltered. We have a very special episode for you tonight. Action-packed, very fun. I'm hoping the topic is new to some of you out there, but please like, subscribe, comment down below. What do you think? Do you think this is nonsense? Do you think I've gone off my rocker? Comment. I think the statistics, we can look this up. Carter was telling me, I don't know, over 50% of the listeners to Geisinger Unfiltered are not subscribed for some reason. So just hit the subscribe button. Do me a solid. Please hit the subscribe button and comment on this, because in honor of the Artemis II April Fool's buffoonery nonsense, here's the topic I want to tackle tonight. Are the astronauts, N-O-T-S, from the famous 1986 Challenger shuttle explosion all still alive? No, you say. That's impossible. There's no way they could get away with that. Oh, they didn't even hardly change their names. Yes, you heard it right, and we're going to dive into that. I guess two of them have twin brothers or something, or something. But yes, we're going to dive into that tonight. And a quick update on the orbs that were supposed to come out of the ocean and stop the Israel-Iran war Easter Sunday, this last Sunday. Nothing happened as I predicted. But I wouldn't put it past them. Whatever it is, you can rest assured it's going to be lies. So we're going to get into a big lie tonight, a very big lie. You can go to this first image here, Carter, on number 2. So this is the, maybe some of you are too young for this. I don't know. It's 1986. There was a space shuttle, a plane-like thing that would fly up and supposedly go to space. And this was the crew. You had a school teacher, and that's very critical. And apparently 6 of these people are all still around, still alive, and didn't hardly change their names. The tall guy in the back is missing. Could be for any number of, maybe he passed away. Maybe he's decided, I'm going to hide myself. Unlike the other 6 people that we're going to jump into. So you could just go to the next slide there. This is a fun one. So you can see the space shuttle there in the middle. You can see the crew there, and you can see 6 of the astronauts, N-O-T-S, and their 1986 looks and their late 2020s looks, and you can see right away that who's who and that's them. So let's go on to the next one. So jump onto the next thing there. So the fun part about this, ladies and gentlemen, the fun part is they didn't change their names mostly. They tweaked them some, but that is Professor Judith Resnik, and she's at Yale University, and she didn't change her name. She just kept it. And there's a McAuliffe. I think she changed her first name. And you've got Carl McNair. I think he's supposedly the brother of the McNair that passed away. Next one. I love this. You got Professor Michael J. Smith, who I think he was the captain. There's a fun footage of him coming right up in his current state, in his retired state now, answering questions as to who he is. Claude Onizuka. Yep, we're going to show him. That's how he looks now. Richard Scobie, CEO of marketing firm Cows and Trees. That's how he looks now. Okay, so there's a great episode on YouTube that basically, are they all astronauts still alive? You'll see it. It's like Hibbler Productions or something. We'll include a link at the bottom. Go on and watch this. But you've tuned into Geisinger Unfiltered because you are into conspiracy theories. You do not trust the mainstream narrative. If you were a youngster and you saw the Challenger explode like I did in 1986, I think I was, I don't know, 7th, 8th grade, something like that. I mean, it was devastating. It was shocking. It rocked us to our cores. And there's a reason they put the school teacher on there, and there's a reason the government actually didn't, I don't necessarily mandated, but they had it on in every school. And none of the other shuttle launches were like that. And we're going to get to that in a minute. But again, go to YouTube and you can see a short video from Hibbler Productions, and we'll put a link below on that. And but let's expose this right now and jump into this. Carter, if you could play the first clip there, it will dive us into it.
We remember Dick Scobie, the commander who spoke the last words we heard from
Look at the
Space
teeth.
Shuttle Challenger. We remember
The
Michael
teeth
Smith.
give this away.
We remember Judith Resnik. We remember Krista McAuliffe. We remember Ellison Onizuka. We remember Ronald McNair.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, Mr. Reagan, President Reagan. We do remember them all right. And now in the age of the internet, we can remember them even better.
Yes, the rocket exploded. There was no one on board.
So imagine you're at the launch of the Challenger. This is a historic moment and it blows up in midair. Whether you are personally related to somebody on there or don't know anybody, you're going to be a mess. This is an emotional, incredible scene. And CNN was reporting and they told the cameraman, let's get a live shot of Krista's parents. And when they zoomed in on them, they were giggling, they were laughing, they were smiling.
Keep watching.
I don't know how you can put a smile on someone's face, even if you told them the funniest joke in the world at that very moment. Just look at their face. Is that the face of somebody whose daughter just
Okay, you
blew
can cut
up
it there.
in the most-
So you can see this is damning evidence. This is Krista McAuliffe's parents. They wanted to zoom in on them to get the reaction as the pieces and the chunks are still falling from the sky. And he's full of laughs. They're giddy. Who knows how much money was involved? And they certainly know that their daughter is A-okay. And that's why they are laughing there. This was on TV. That happened. This isn't conspiracy theory. So again, I'm not even sure if I can reference a couple other conspiracy theories where they've had crisis actors who their children were supposedly killed in a shooting or whatever, but they catch them on the camera laughing backstage before they come up to the mic because no one died. And again, the lies. To what end? We're going to get into their end game in this episode as well.
Let's start with former NASA astronaut Michael J. Smith, with the same name as this retired professor from the University of Wisconsin-Madison.
Are you Michael Smith?
Yeah.
Professor at university?
Retired.
Retired?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stopped by because there's this room. Are you aware of that? There's a rumor on the internet.
It's not me.
That people are saying.
Yeah, it's not me, obviously. I mean, anybody that looks at my background, looks where I was born, it's not me. I mean, it's interesting that the Michael J. Smith that was the astronaut looks something like me when we were younger, but really not if you really look at facial recognition.
You never been a pilot, never been in the military?
Nothing like that.
Huh.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all.
And I don't respond to the emails I get. I get probably an email.
Well, you might get more now.
Really?
Yeah, and I got one guy that's been really hounding me, and
That's not me, ladies and gentlemen.
FBI.
Okay. Yeah, you just sure look alike. It's the same name.
I know the facial thing, but that's what we look like. What? 40 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oops.
Yeah.
You have
Okay.
Michael J. Smith.
a scab scar mark on the, looks like to be on the right corner of your mouth that absolutely gives it away, sir. And you didn't change your name. Makes me wonder why he didn't decide to just leave the country. Do something different. After the internet age, getting these emails, having people walk up in your driveway. I don't know what I would. I think I would change, move, get plastic surgery. I'd get a toupee. I don't know, but I wouldn't do exactly what this. So here might be my point to this episode. People out there, this is how little they think of you. Hear me again. This is how little the cannibal cabal thinks of you, the sheeple, the useless eaters, that they literally didn't even have them change their names. They faked this. They faked it because I don't think they can go to space. It's faked, so they had to end it in some colossal, catastrophic way to make sure that they controlled the narrative. But this is how little they think of you. That just like, yeah, we'll just keep them back. We'll blow something up, and I don't know, just let them go up there. So maybe they protested. They wanted to keep their names in their lives, and they just looked around at everybody eating ho-hos and Twinkies and Doritos and watching TV, and just said, yeah, go ahead, keep her name. What are they going to do? Yeah, go ahead and release the Epstein files. Yeah, they'll see it. But yeah, what are they really going to do? Start a revolution? Stop going to work? Stop paying taxes? Now that you know that the Challenger astronauts are all still alive, or at least 6 of them are accounted for, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? It kind of just seems like it. It kind of seems like it's the Epstein. It's just, what are they going to do?
We don't hide our space program. We don't keep secrets and cover things up. We do it all up front and in public.
Next is former NASA astronaut Judith Resnik with an exact doppelganger working at Yale University. 37 years have passed and she hasn't even changed her name. Side by side, there's no denying it. When she's approached, she has a very odd way of not responding.
Nose.
Hey, Judy? How you doing? I'm from the press. I just had a quick question, if you don't mind.
What press? I'm
From a radio station in San Bernardino. I know there's a conspiracy about the space shuttle. No, I want to be polite. Friendly, just a question. So there's a lot of rumors about you being on that space shuttle. Obviously, if you want to comment, we would really appreciate it.
Kind of odd that Judith is in full panic mode when realizing the press is in her presence.
First Jewish astronaut.
She's no stranger to being in the spotlight.
Not surprised.
She even made her way into Hollywood for a quick cameo.
Okay, you can cut this. She's actually in a Hollywood movie here. You can actually cut it because she's an actress. That's probably why they got her. First Jewish astronaut not to go to space. I think the guy, as he's tracking her down, says Judy. And she corrects him and says Judith Resnik, just like her shuttle name. So she didn't even want to, to me, I'd have gone with Judy. Judy. Or change something. She's like, oh, no, another one of these guys again. Maybe I should have changed my name. Just kind of funny. Did you guys know that Hollywood, that wizards, when they cast spells, would make their wands out of the trees from a holly tree? So that's where they could get Hollywood to cast the spell on you and to make you believe everything. And well, NASA LISA has been a production since day one. You could just take that to the bank. So I'm not surprised that she was in a movie. And in modern times, I'm surprised her name wasn't in the credits with a little space shuttle flying around it. I mean, I don't think they care. Play the next clip, please.
Commander Dick Scobie had a company called Cows and Trees, and when you went to his website, there was an animation of a cow taking off like a rocket with a smoke stream coming out of its backside, doing a twisty curl in the air that looked remarkably just like what we saw with the Challenger. And after we started making videos on that and it started going viral, that website disappeared.
So you could see that, I think I actually have an image, Carter, on the next slide there, that this guy, so what's his name, Scobie? Isn't that the thing you make tea out of it, kombucha? Isn't there Scobie in that? Anyway, Scobie, he went on to make a marketing firm, and so that was his logo that he used. I don't know. That seems pretty blatant to me, man. And I love it. So, and back in the '86 or whenever he started his internet marketing company, they didn't have the knowledge that we would be able to go back and grab this stuff. I don't know who got this logo or that animation, but I'm sure that they took it down fast. But not so fast, there, Mr. Scobie. We've got it, and now it's here for the world to see. So. You can go on just with the next clip there, Carter.
Ellison Onizuka. If you look at clips of him back in 1986 when this happened, he actually spoke like, every other word was,
Let me say that it's really a pleasure to be back.
If you look at clips of his brother, Claude, now speaking, it's the same exact thing. Every other word is,
But Ellison's dream is continued to be carried on. I think we got some. We're very fortunate that I think we're ready to go fly. Thanks for being out here today.
His brother just so happens to be the spokesperson for the Challenger tragedy. Why aren't there any pictures of his brother back when this happened? Why didn't his brother speak at the funeral?
Oh, well, the brother wasn't at the funeral. He couldn't make it. I couldn't make it. Yeah, you can hold that one for just a second. That is a photo that we're going to get into in a minute. But you could see that is supposed to be the brother of whatever his name is. I'm not going to try to pronounce it. But yeah, he wasn't around back then. Didn't come to the funeral. Didn't speak at the funeral. And now he's the spokesman for the disaster. What ridiculousness we're living in. Yeah, I know you're supposed to be dead, whatever. Just you're his brother, and we'll just hope no one notices or ever pays attention or ever cares or has a backbone or a spine to say, I've had enough of this. I'm not paying taxes anymore. I'm not paying for NASA to funnel $55 million a day or whatever that is they do. Oh, maybe I need to bring up Glitchy. Okay, hey, Glitchy, this is what I want to do is that, I'm going to ask Glitchy McBoltface about this whole situation and see if he can make some sense of it. Glitchy, I know that this is deep conspiracy theory. This is bone rattling information, but I want to try something with you. There's 6 of the Challenger disaster astronauts have actually been tracked down in modern times. They supposedly died aboard the Challenger shuttle in 1986, but 6 of them have been tracked down, and 4 of them haven't even changed their names. Obviously, their scars that match, their teeth match, and everything else like that. So you, as my co-host, I would like for you to make the case that at least 6 of them are still around. Can you do that?
I can definitely help you explore that kind of claim, but I just want to be super clear. This is a conspiracy theory that's been debunked pretty thoroughly by investigative journalists and official reports. I can lay out the reasoning people point to, the supposed evidence, and also the counter-arguments. How would you like me to frame it? Kind of a balanced breakdown, or just fully lean into the theory side?
Fully lean into the theory side. I want you to act like a lawyer and make a case for them actually still being alive. I mean, Judith Resnik, she still goes by her actual name. She's at Yale University or whatever. Dick Scobie, the teeth are exact match. So I want you to make a case for them still being alive.
All right. So let me lay out the argument as if I were defending this theory in a courtroom. The first piece of evidence is that several individuals who were reported as deceased in the Challenger disaster have resurfaced under their birth names. For example, Judith Resnik, who allegedly perished, is said to be an active professor at Yale. Her fingerprints, her dental records all align perfectly with the historical data. Similarly, Dick Scobie's dental profile supposedly matches exactly with a person currently living. The argument goes that this is more than just coincidence, it's a deliberate cover-up. The idea is that these individuals have been hidden, perhaps under new identities, and the scars, the dental markers, they're being used as a way to prove it. So the case is built on these supposed matches: physical, biological, and circumstantial. Of course, this is a highly disputed claim, but that's the line of reasoning that some advocates of the theory follow.
But a lot of people even suggest, Glitch, that they didn't really veer too much from their professions that they were in when they got involved. So they kind of stayed working into the realms that they were working in.
Exactly, yeah. That's a big part of the narrative. People point out that, for example, Judith Resnik was a rising star in academia before the Challenger flight, and after the incident, some say she stayed within those same fields, just under a new guise. Dick Scobie, too, they argue he kept a background in aviation or engineering, just in different capacities. So the claim is that they never fully left their professions. They just quietly re-emerged, blending into other professional circles.
Well, is it just because, Glitch, that... Firstly, I just want to apologize for Glitchy's chair. We had to move the studio, the Geisinger Unfiltered studios. And Glitchy, we're getting you a new chair that's much better than an old rickety wooden one. So you're making do this week. But I don't know. Let me come back to you. I mean, you tried to make the case, but I know you probably got parameters. You ain't allowed to say too much more than that. Let's move on. I don't know. Are we on the? Go ahead and just play that again for where you stopped, Carter, because it gets into this interesting photograph that supposedly survived the blow up, the explosion.
Former Governor Ariyoshi, who has a story about a picture that survived the Challenger disaster.
This is a good one.
Ellison Onizuka came to see me one day, and he wanted a family photo, and he wanted to take it up on a Challenger, and he's going to bring it back, inscribe it, and autograph it. But that Challenger accident happened, and I felt very sorry to lose Ellison. But I didn't even think about the photo. I thought everything else must have been destroyed completely. About 2 months later, Lorna Onituka called me and told me that they found in the water, NASA found the personal preference kit of Elton Onituka. And she said, there were two things in there. One was a monk's prayer.
Where's the lookalike
other was
brothers?
his
That's
family
what that's
portrait.
asking.
So I told her, oh, then it must be in terrible condition because the astronauts, the big bang up and the ocean in the water for 2 months. She told me, no, it's in perfect
You
condition.
can cut it.
And she said,
You are getting the gist of this, aren't you? He said, well, geez, you found the photo. It must be in terrible condition after being at sea for 2 months or whatever. No, it's in perfect condition. Here it is. Oh, it reminds me of the passport, the magical passport that survived the 911 inside job that they found magically to point to the terrorists. Yeah, that survived that. The buildings didn't survive a plane hitting them, but that passport did, and so did that photo there. That magical photo survived for months at sea, and their brother's not even in the picture, and it's just, can you imagine being part of such a lie that you get a bronze bust made of yourself? You're now posing as a brother that you never had, and you're making appearances, and you're living your whole life as a lie. The money must be tremendous. We're going to get into what they may have told them in a minute, because it would be nice to get to the bottom. Carter, you can kind of cue up the next one that starts at 9:13, I think. But what did they tell him? Because I don't think these people are evil or malicious. And so we're going to try to attempt to understand what exactly Lysa might have told them to get them to go along with such a thing as this.
Ronald McNair conveniently has a twin brother named Carl McNair who looks exactly
with
like
buck
him
teeth
and is at a lot of the events now, but was nowhere to be found when the explosion happened.
Krista McAuliffe was a fairly new teacher, just 3 years at that school. To get her story planted, all of these people, the parents, the astronauts, everyone involved that you saw, are crisis actors.
Essie was at the Cape in the stands to see Tuesday's launch, a sight that she says still haunts her.
Yeah, again, that McNair is at all. You heard them say that he's at all the events too, so he's just posing as a brother or a twin. That one he might have said twin. I can't even keep track of it. But he's got an overbite. Clearly, it's the same guy, and he's going to the events. Again, we're going to get into McAuliffe. We're going to get into the teacher and why they did that. Then I think this is the last clip.
George Bush Sr. hand-selected the teacher, Krista McAuliffe. What are the odds that 30 years later, there is a professor at Syracuse University with the name Sharon McAuliffe?
I still can't believe that I'm going to actually be going into that shuttle.
I can't believe it either.
It just really doesn't seem
Maybe
possible.
she thought she was, though.
McAuliffe was asked if she had any fears about her space shuttle flight.
This is funny.
People really feel that space travel is safe now. It's not that earlier feeling that, oh, it's going to blow up or something's going to happen. Right at this point, I feel that I'll be okay.
Okay, so George Bush Sr. of Epstein Files fame handpicked McAuliffe. So Bush Sr. was head of the CIA, could have been the shooter on the grassy knoll, allegedly. Who knows what the Epstein files make mention of him allegedly cutting a child's feet off with a sword and sexually assaulting him. He supposedly is dead already. One thing that does remind me and tie him all together is there was a moment where he was being wheeled through Houston, NASA Lysa's Space Center in a wheelchair, and behind him is one of the most famous green screen mess ups or whatever, where it was supposedly the International Space Station or whatever, and it was completely on green screen, and they forgot that was in the background. And later you can see the same footage that you can see in the background of that on green screen, where they strip in the background of the big space station, supposedly. Oh my goodness. If you people just look, the harnesses. Can we do an episode on space harnesses where people are flipping around and the guy grabs the guy's harness to stop him from flipping? Aren't you ashamed of yourself? Everybody that's involved, that you're lying. What are they telling you? Okay, so let's sum up what does this mean? Firstly, teachers included And the government had made sure that that launch was in every school and everybody was glued to it. All the kids were like, watching their teacher go into space and traumatized by it. They don't care. They don't care that kids got traumatized by that. Don't care at all. Get to the end goal, which is we've got to stop the shuttle program because we can't fake this anymore. Did you see the Amazon bimbos go to space when Bezos' capsule? Did you see it change size? Did you see that they actually opened the door from the inside before Bezos had a chance to open it? I mean, my goodness, Carter can put that clip here if he wants it again. The Artemis II, the green screen failures, they've got some sort of plushie there, and you can see words through the thing. I mean, my goodness, what are we going to do about this? We can't stop. We need regime change. It all needs to go. What we're going to get into in a moment after we go through our sponsors is why. What is the end goal of all these lies? Well, I will say this. Our freedom begins now.com. You can get beef coming right to your door, and I'm going to do an unboxing right now because I got this box today. You can see this is Riverbend Ranch, and they're one of our show sponsors, and I'm just going to open it up right here so you can see it. I thought that was timely for us doing an episode today, and I got this box, and I want you guys to see it. Is in no hurry whatsoever to open this and get this in the freezer. Why am I in no hurry whatsoever? Because people, look at how this comes. Look at this frosty. Look at this dry ice that's in this bag. Look at this. Can we get the smoke coming off of it? Is that showing up? I don't know. That's pretty cool. Anyways, this is what I get. And it is packaged like a fortress. Let me rip this bag. But look, the pounds of ground beef come wrapped individually. I've got filet mignons, right? What is this? So this comes... And you can pick the package you want. If you want porterhouse, if you want ribeyes, however you want to have it. If you want it every month, if you want it every other month, if you whatever you want. Every 4 months is even an option, I think. But you want to get beef that's raised by American ranchers coming right to your home. You can stay after the logo spins for a little bit more information on Our Freedom Begins Now. More lockdowns are coming, but they're not going to stop shipping. As aforementioned, Jeff Bezos is not going to lose out at Amazon. So this is a 40-year-old company. They're not Johnny-come-latelys. Riverbend Ranch. I think Candace Owens has them as a sponsor. This is legit. I have been on Our Freedom Begins Now's program for 3 years. I'm a bachelor. I'm all by myself. And you buy a certain amount a month. It happens to be like mouthwash and dish soap. And like this beef, it's the stuff you're buying anyway. But instead of giving your money to Vanguard and BlackRock, you're giving it to a 40-year-old American privately owned company in Idaho. And they make this stuff in the United States. It is non-toxic. It's natural. It comes right to your house. The beef jerky and the beef sticks, you get jalapeno regular, are made from the Riverbend Ranch beef. Stay after the logo. The other sponsor that we have, and you can go to the next image, is Self Reliance Stove Co. You absolutely need to get a wood stove. I accepted this sponsor because I've owned a wood stove, and I'll show you which one I owned, and you can get it right from selfreliancestove.com. We're going to have a link right below. If you're thinking it's warm, it's spring, I know it's warming up. You want to get this now because when the crisis hits, it's going to be too late. Go to selfreliancestove.com, get a Hiko. Carter, go to the next one. I think I have an image of the actual one. This is a Hiko. It is on the left side, you can see there it's burning. It burns either wood or anthracite coal. And it's awesome for overnights. We would load the thing up with coal and before we went to bed, and it would burn all night. There was a water jacket on the back where we could boil water and have a whole bunch of water that was boiled and ready to drink. On the right side, of course, is your baking oven, and you have a lever that you let in as much heat as you want. You got the temperature gauge right there. We baked in it. We made stuff in it. You can boil water on the. Of course, you can make soup and stuff on the top of it. It's fantastic. You can get that from selfreliancestove.com. Enough about that, because I know you guys don't want to hear too many pitches for products, and I don't blame you. But you're not gonna. You won't be blaming me when it hits and you don't have any way to stay warm. Your children don't, and you're looking at their power is out. because there's rolling blackouts and they want to get their Agenda 2030 done. You want a wood stove. There's some staples. You want to have beef coming to your house. That's free range from America. You want to have a wood stove and more. So that is the stove. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to Geisinger Pro next. I'm going to reveal why they're lying, what lies they're telling, where is it all leading. All of history is a lie. What's taught in schools and churches and seminaries, it's all lies. It is all lies. As Sean Ryan, the great podcaster, said, it's all lies. Everything that we're living in, and there's a reason for that. There's a reason why we're living in a giant lie. Bubbles in space. Oh, I love it when the guy asks the astronaut sitting on the stage, sir, why is there bubbles coming up from you when you're doing spacewalks? Yeah, could it be you're in a big swimming pool? People in the audience booed him, but that's darn exactly what it is. And that person sitting up there that knows that he was in a swimming pool. I mean, we've had on a previous episode, we had Glitchy talk about the news article where water flooded into an astronaut's helmet and he almost drowned. And they can't explain that. Well, I can explain it. They're in a big pool. Okay, how are they going to, speaking of lies, there's aliens. The government has registered alien and aliens.gov. How, if they can lie about the space shuttle Challenger blowing up, or it did blow up, there's nobody on it. Who knows what they did, but at least 6 of them have been tracked down. What are they going to do? How are they going to fake it? And it's not Project Bluebeam. I will tell you, it is not some sort of hologram thing. I will reveal that on Geisinger Unfiltered Pro next. Thank you for joining us today. Go over to GeisingerUnfiltered.com, become a pro member, and hear the rest of this episode. This will be continued, and I will reveal shocking information that you have to catch. See you there. Okay, so people have been asking me to go into a little bit more detail about this ourfreedombeginsnow.com. It's the best decision you can make. It's a rock solid step that you can take, especially if you're frustrated with big ag, big pharma, big box stores. You don't want Vanguard and BlackRock getting your money. You don't want to be spending your money on toxic, almost all water, huge plastic jugs at the wall box stores when you can get stuff delivered right to your home that you are buying anyway. I am not telling you to increase your budget one bit for ourfreedombeginsnow.com. This is an American company. They've been around for 40 years, and they are ultra trustworthy. This is a few things that I get in my home right now. I didn't bring my toilet bowl cleaner, and I probably didn't bring 10 to 20 things, but this is one of the standouts. I have 3 different cleaners, one for glass, one for surfaces, but it's 12X. It comes concentrated 12 times in this little bottle, right? Then they give you an empty bottle with the sprayer on it, empty, so that you can put your own good water in at home, and you put a 1/12 of this in there and you add your own water. Genius. It is worth it, people, to sign up for ourfreedombeginsnow.com, getting this to your home just for the non-toxic American-made cleaners that are concentrated. You get 12 of these out of this. Enough said. Go to ourfreedombeginsnow.com and get it just for the cleaners. Of course, I get organic breakfast blend coffee. It smells amazing. I grind it. It's awesome. I have my hand cleaners. This is the best vitamins that you can buy. I'm going to say that again in the microphone. The Peak Performance vitamins are the best vitamins that you can possibly buy. And it's so convenient the way they have them packaged. You have a AM and a PM packet. You just tear these off and you take your AM in the AM and your PM in the PM. Doesn't get any easier than that. So let me, without further ado, go on to this giant box you see. It says Riverbend Ranch on it. Glitchy's in the shadows. Let me dig something out. This bag here is what they ship the dry ice in. So this is covered in dry ice. Hear this? Feel this? This huge foam is all around the interior. Huge foam all around the interior. So look at this. I was on the ribeye pack for the longest time. Comes with ribeyes, awesome ribeyes. Best steak I've ever had, and I grew up on a farm. Hamburger, you got your steak strips. You can get on the filet mignon package. You can put porterhouse in there. You can get them every month, every couple months, you select. But look at this packaging. It's foam all the way through the inside. This thick foam covers the whole inside right here. And it's covered in dry ice. The steaks. Get the steaks. Okay, so that's just some of it. There's a full men's line with aluminum-free deodorant, right? You have natural deodorant for women. There's all this makeup, see Bella or something, and it's all the best makeup. It's all made in America, except for one eyeliner. I think it's made in Italy or something. So out of their hundreds and hundreds of products, there's one thing made somewhere else besides America, and that's an eyeliner in Italy. Go figure. It's amazing. So you've got colognes, you've got perfume, you got everything that you need for the house, the bathroom, the kitchen. Again, this is stuff you guys are buying anyway. We're not asking you to increase your budget. It helps the show. It helps you get vital supplies, get necessities coming to your house. Put your own good water in it and get 12 uses. 12 of these out of one little bottle. Do this for yourself. Do this for your friends. It's a tremendous opportunity. They're tremendous natural products. Go to ourfreedombeginsnow.com. Ourfreedombeginsnow.com. Put in your info. Somebody's going to reach out to you and get you set up. Thank you so much.